Hi everyone, I'm going to make twice baked sweet potatoes. I've never done it before, but I'm gonna go for it. I know that sweet potatoes are already sweet, so I'm not gonna go for a savory thing, I'm going for a sweet thing. So I'm gonna be adding sugar, brown sugar, and cinnamon. So I've already cooked my sweet potatoes. I did them for 400 degrees for 45 minutes in the air fryer. You could also bake them in the regular oven. Don't forget to stab them. And I wrapped them in foil, and I want to show you why. Look at all this stuff that came out of it. And that will burn in your oven and smoke and make a mess. So go ahead. You can see it's like a syrup liquid, and it will come out and make a mess. So I did let these cool because they were super hot. And I'm going to cut it in half lengthwise like that. Okay. These are for tomorrow, for Thanksgiving, but I'm doing them ahead of time. Okay, sticky because they're, okay, here's my bowl. I already made a mess. So I'm gonna take a big tablespoon, and to be careful that you don't tear the skin. And can you see, am I close enough? Scoop it out with the spoon. Okay. There we go. I scraped out most of it. Not all of it because I don't want the skin to break. Okay, so I scraped out most of it. Let's move on to the next one. And these are still warm. So they're still nice and soft. If I had refrigerated it, it would probably get harder, but I want it warm for a reason because I want my butter to melt. I did not soften my butter ahead of time, so my warm potatoes will soften it. Okay, so I'm just scraping out the potato. Okay, leave a little bit so that the skin doesn't break. Okay, now I'm gonna pause here for a moment and, hold on, I gotta wipe that off. Okay, I'm going to add my butter. So instead of just throwing a huge chunk of butter in there that will never melt, what I'm going to do, I have 2 big potatoes, so I'm going to use, I don't know, half a stick seems like a lot, doesn't it? Let's do less than half a stick. Oh dear, just cut another piece and get that off of there. Okay, so rather than putting this huge piece in there that will probably won't melt, I'm going to cut the butter into smaller pieces. And then it has a better chance of melting. Okay, spread those out. And those will just sit on that warm potato and soften up while I do the other potato. Okay, so far, okay, the skin's already coming off because I really cooked them. I probably overcooked them a little bit. Is there such a thing in a potato? Not sure. Sweet potatoes take a really long time. That's why I did it in the air fryer. Because potatoes this big would have taken over an hour in the oven. And I also didn't want to heat up the huge oven just for 2 potatoes. If I had thought ahead, I could have baked them at the same time as my pumpkin pie, but I didn't think of it. Okay, I don't want too much out. 1 more to go. Geez, I hope my husband likes these. Okay. I was gonna have these with ham, but then he brought home a turkey from work yesterday, so now we're having turkey with sweet potato, twice baked sweet potatoes, and green beans. And I made the pumpkin pie. Oh dear, I really took a lot out of this one. I got all the way down to the skin. Okay, so now I have, geez, I almost said pumpkin because it looks like pumpkin. Hold on, I'm just gonna rinse my hands because sweet potatoes are really sticky, unlike regular potatoes. Okay, and I wear my apron so I can do this. Okay, now I've got all my stuff in there. I'm gonna mix it around a little so the butter will warm up. right, now I'm going to, I don't really measure for this recipe. You know, it's not like baking. When you are baking, you have to be really careful because the ratios of liquids and solids have to be just right in order for your baking. Okay, so let's see. That could be for one potato, and that could be for, don't make it too big, the other potato. Okay, so maybe 1 spoonful each. We don't want it too sweet. And then I'm going to be adding, make sure it's cinnamon. Yep. Smells good. A little bit of cinnamon. Okay, don't forget your salt. Pour it in your hand first because this one comes out really fast. So in order for me to control the flow, should have put it in where's the hole? Okay. Oh, yikes. See how much came out? That's too much. So then I just sprinkle. You can always add more salt tomorrow when you eat it. I like to use white pepper when I cook because it doesn't change the color of what you're cooking. I do that mostly with my macaroni and cheese. So now we have salt, pepper, butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon. I'll keep mixing it all up until my butter softens. What is that? Oh, it's a chunk of brown sugar. I'm gonna chop it up. Okay, you can see the butter's mostly melted away. Jeepers, this looks just like my pumpkin pie I made this morning. Okay, all my butter has melted in. Okay, we're almost done. I didn't melt the butter. I don't know, it's like I didn't want it melted. I was able to, okay, now let's just go ahead and taste it. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh my gosh, just right. Okay, so next step is to fill them. Back up. I'll put a blob in. Fill it up. A little hunk of butter. Okay, there's one. Now, when you make regular twice-baked potatoes, you have more filling than you started with because you're adding stuff like bacon and cheese. These aren't going to have more volume in the bowl than I started with. So my point is I'm not overfilling them because I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I put a little bit in each. Well, not a little. I fill it up. Okay, there's, oops, can you see them? And then I have one more. And then when you finish the last one, if you have extra, you can go back. Get in there. Oh my gosh, I love Thanksgiving. Oh, I need cranberry. I gotta go to the store. Remember, I was planning on making a ham until last night. I had already been to the store. There was a traffic jam, for Pete's sake, last night when I drove by to go somewhere else because I went 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so now I have a little bit left, and I'm just gonna look and see which one looks like it could have a little bit more. Oh, they're mushy. Okay, all right. And this makes it nice and easy for tomorrow. And who cares if they're a little soft and mushy because it's already cooked. All the work is done. Okay, that's a big one. Let me get it all out. And use it all up. Okay, now the last step is important because these are floppy and a mess. So we're going to wrap them in foil, and I'll show you how I wrap them in foil. Okay. I put it in here. Oh, they're sticky. I bring up the sides. And fold it a little bit. Not too tight on the potato, leave a little space. And then I crunch the ends, flip it up. Okay? That way you know now it's right side up. And when you bake these, you want to bake it in the foil most of the time. And then either open it or take it out for maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes to brown the top. Last night, now we did have some in the freezer, so they were frozen solid. When they're frozen solid, you really need to bake it for a while in the foil, then take the lid off. Okay, so there we go. 2 more. Thank you for watching. If you like this recipe, it would be nice if you hit the like button. You don't have to. And if you just subscribe, thank you so much. Oh, that was soft, very soft. And then also by having it in the foil, it's not going to break and go all over the place. They're not going to leak in your oven because they might still ooze some of that sweet syrup. Okay, now I'm not going to freeze these because we're eating them tomorrow. So I'm going to, put them in the refrigerator and chill them off. And then either heat them up in the oven or the air fryer. There you go, nice and easy. I hope you enjoyed making twice baked sweet potatoes. Have a great day, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving.